folks, welcome back again. This is Lucas Clones, and I'm back with another Aves tutorial here, and this time I'm going to be using Aves regular Fixit, and I'm using the black version. In regular Fixit, you can actually get different colors. This doesn't go for the Fixit Sculpt. Fixit Sculpt only comes in that canvas, but the Aves Fixit, the regular Fixit, comes in different colors, and this one just happens to be black. And I kind of like that it's black because when I get ready to paint my figure, a lot of times I will paint a base coat of black. Not all the time, but sometimes, depends on the figure. And so that makes it easy. That actually saves me primer because the figure's already, if I sculpt it in black, those parts are already black. So anyhow, Aves Fixit, regular Fixit, it's called a multimedia repair compound. It's a two-part epoxy, just like Fixit Sculpt. It can be used for patching holes, cracks, mending seals and repairs, rebuilding parts. But what we're using it for today is to assist us in our sculpting of an action figure. Now, I normally use Aves Fixit Sculpt to sculpt on my figures, but sometimes you want to add a lot of bulk to a figure, and you don't necessarily want to do that with your Fixit Sculpt because that's it's more meant for fine details, and when you're just adding bulk, you may not want to add details to it. And my thinking here is that with the Fixit Black, I'm going to add the bulk, and with the Fixit Sculpt, I'm going to sculpt on top of it to add details. So what I'm working on here is I am wanting very much to make a custom Softmaster figure. The Softmaster is a character from G.I. Joe. He was one of the Arashikage's Grandmasters. There was the Hardmaster, who was Tommy Arashikage, also known as Storm Shadow's uncle, and the Softmaster, who was his other uncle, and they were kind of like the Grand Ninja Masters and whatnot. Hardmaster was kind of tall and skinny, and Softmaster was short and stout. And I have a quick picture here from the comic book just to show you what I'm going for. So that's the Softmaster right there, and then you can kind of see the Hardmaster over here. So you can see he's got some bulk to him. So what I'm going to do is I got my Fixit Black here, and I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to start just basically making balls of it and adding it to my figure. So I'm going to pause my video right here, and I'm going to be right back with you after I've got this mixed up, and I'm going to already have some added to him. Okay, be right back. Alright folks, I'm back, and I mixed up my Fixit Black, and I've already started to, as you can see here, add some sculpting. Just some real loose shapes, basically rolling the Fixit into balls and just adding bulk to my figure. The figure that I'm using is very thin, and I need a stout figure. The reason why I chose this figure is because it's short, and the Softmaster is short and compared to other characters, so I wanted him to be short to try to get some accuracy. And now what I'm going to do is I've already added bulk up here. I've got a little bit of bulk here. I have to be careful on this figure not to completely cover the torso with sculpt because the type of figure that I'm using actually screws apart, and I want to be able to get back and take this figure apart in case the O-ring that holds it together ever pops on me, which they will eventually do that. So that's why you see I haven't sculpted over, haven't completely sculpted over the torso. And the other reason why is because I plan on taking my Fixit Sculpt and going over this eventually to add the robes and ninja costume basically to this. So all I'm doing is you can, oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention, you probably saw in the background here, the Aves Safety Solvent. This is another product from Aves, and it is used in cleaning Aves epoxy and Fixit products from tools and brushes and other surfaces. And when you're using the colored Fixit Black, it gets all over your fingers, and you can see my fingers are stained black now. and you can wash it off, but it gets down into the cracks and crevices of your skin, especially if you have rather dry, leathery skin like I do on my fingers. This is something that you can get from Aves to clean off things. It does warn you to use safety gloves, so yeah, but I think you can use it to clean your fingers. So anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on my figure. I've added a little bit of bulk right here, so I want to continue to add that to the back. And just like with the Fixit sculpt, if you saw my last tutorial, I kind of just roll it with my finger and stick it on to the figure and shape it. I'm being careful here. There is a break here in the body of the figure that I'm using, so I'm being careful, and I also like to move the joint around so that I make sure that when I'm sculpting I leave a gap in there so that I don't prevent any articulation from losing any articulation, in other words. And if you do this now when the clay is soft, then I kind of did that there, I pushed it down, then it makes it a lot easier while it's sticking on there. You can kind of just push it around. And then if it dries out before you get a chance to do this, you can always carve this stuff pretty easily with your Dremel tool. So now I'm going to move down. Oh, I wanted to add a little bit more bulk. This is going to be just a little bit more bulk back here, so it shows up under his robes as part of his body. And so just trying to give a hint of what the body is. The robes aren't going to be removable or anything, so I'm going to get another ball of Fixit black, and I'm going to go into the legs here and just add some more bulk in there. And down in the legs and stuff, I can use the Fixit black to start to add details for the robes. And the Aves Fixit black does not have the 4-hour cure time. I believe it only has a 3-hour cure time. Sets rock hard in 24 hours, but I believe the regular Fixit sets up and basically cures in about 3 hours. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of pressing, and the ninja costume that he wears is kind of billowy and wrinkly, and so I'm going to basically get the shape of what I think those ninja pants look like. Kind of something like what I'm working on here with Fixit Sculpt on my Mother Talzin figure. She's kind of got these billowy pant legs, and you can see all the wrinkles in the fabric of her clothes as she moves. Kind of thinking of doing the same thing here with the old soft master in the back there. I have mushed the clay around to almost touching in the back, but I might need to fill in that little bit of a gap right there. So it's kind of like no one right way to do this. It's just how you shape the clay. To me, it's a feel thing. You just kind of feel it out. But that's basically it. So I'm going to continue to work on this and come back with a follow-up video in just a few minutes so you can see how I've added clay to the figure. I will be going up into the arms and adding robe, the sleeves of his ninja robe that he has. I may also do something around the collar here and so forth and so on. And then down here I will be adding the little wraps that the ninjas have around their shins, the shin wraps, with the Fixit Sculpt. So I'll be doing the arms and the shins with Fixit Sculpt, and then going over the torso with the Fixit Sculpt and the midsection here to make it look like robes. Alright, well that's going to do it. I'll be back to show you what it looks like after I've added the other leg and the back, and just to give you a basic idea. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright folks, welcome back, and I just wanted to show you the result of my kind of sketched out sculpting work here with the Aves Fixit Black. And so you can see that I've got a pretty good shape going on here. I might go in and grind or carve some of this black after it cures, because it's a little tough to work with now that I've got it kind of all over. But one tip that I think might be helpful to mention is that when this stuff is curing, you might just want to check your joints. I'm paranoid about sculpting over my joints. I don't want to lose any articulation, so just like every once in a while, check on it, work the joint, make sure that it's still functioning the way that it's supposed to. But so far so good with this one, so I'm ready now. The next phase for this project will be to go in and sculpt with the Fixit over the black, and of course the arms. I'll give some Fixit sculpt robe details to the arms. I might go over a little bit in some of these areas here with the Fixit sculpt also. There's a couple of small dings here and there that they're not major, but I don't really feel like going back in and risking causing more right now. So the feet, the shins, the arms, and the robes all over will be sculpted over with Fixit Sculpt, but this is just the body shape that I'm going for here. A little bit bigger sized body, so I know it doesn't look like much now, but it'll look a lot better once I start adding the Fixit on top of the Fixit Sculpt on top of the Fixit Black. So anyhow, before I sign off though, I do want to show you some other uses for Fixit Black. And I've been working on some dioramas lately, and if you look at this diorama here that I did, there's some Fixit Black right there where I actually added some rocks in and the steps. There's a little bit there, but I kind of covered it up mostly with sand. And if I grab my light here, I can show you. I've been working on this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles diorama for the last 2 weekends, and I put some kind of like rock effects on top of the sewer pipes, and this is kind of right there a little bit. And then I used Fixit aluminum to sculpt this sewer manhole cover, and I'm also using the Fixit Black to sculpt. I'm working on a kind of like a canister of ooze here. Vinny has added his own paint to it there, but just to give you some ideas, this has a lot more work left to do on it. Some things that you can do other than just working on figures that you can use Fixit for your diorama uses. But anyhow, so that's going to do it. You guys definitely need to go to avesstudio.com and check out the website and get yourself some Fixit, whichever Fixit product that you like. So that's going to do it from Lucas Clones. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helps, and until next time, see you guys later. Bye-bye.